안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Thursday's edition of the Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-ah in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-traditions, K-beauty, K-everything. And before you realize, you'll be booking your flight to Korea. Now today we're joined by our Thursday co-host, Bella Kim, in the studio. Hello, Bella.
Hi, So-ah. And hello to everyone joining us today on the Culture Wave. I'm Bella, back again to co-host and fill you guys in with the latest in K-entertainment.
And Bella, today's K-entertainment segment is actually filled with male artists,
Yes,
right?
that is correct.
But I see that you kind of look like a K-pop girl group member today, so you can represent the girl members today.
Represent. And your hair looks like it's Jennie-inspired hair. I've seen that hairstyle a lot with Jennie, Blackpink Jennie.
Do I look like Jennie?
Of course.
Jennie?
Of course, of course.
Anyways, let's kick off with K-Enter now. So for the first story, Bella, as I mentioned, we're going to talk about boy group members and boy groups. Now, there's great news for BTS fans, especially fans of a specific member.
That is correct. We're going to talk about J-Hope. BTS J-Hope is preparing a special gift for ARMYs on a very meaningful day. Big Hit Music, J-Hope's agency, announced on Wednesday that J-Hope will hold his encore concert, J-Hope Tour Hope on the Stage final on June 13th and 14th at the Goyang Sports Complex main stadium. This encore concert will serve as the grand finale of J-Hope's solo world tour that began in February at K-Sports in Seoul. The tour has since spanned over 15 cities and 31 performances across the globe, including Chicago, Mexico City, Jakarta, Bangkok, and Osaka. What makes this finale concert even more special is that the first of the two shows will be actually held on June 13th, which is the anniversary of BTS debut. The ticket sales will begin on May 12th for the fan club pre-sales and 13th for general sales. And if you don't get your hands on one of the tickets, don't worry too much because the concert will be streamed live through an online platform.
Wow, that's going to be a wonderful gift on such a special day for the ARMYs. And next, Bella, our story is about a comeback story. Who are we talking about?
We're going to be talking about the energetic boy band 아름다운 청춘의 한장. Day6 are back with a fresh burst of spring energy. On Wednesday, the band released their new digital single, Maybe Tomorrow. This marks their first new release since their 9th mini album, Band-Aid, released back in September of last year. Maybe Tomorrow blends vibrant drum beats, refreshing instrumentals, and emotional charged vocals. The members were very active in making the new single as well. Young K wrote the lyrics, delivering hopeful messages, while Young K and Wonpil took part in the composition. Meanwhile, Day6 are set to hold the grand finale of their third world tour titled Day6 Third World Tour Forever Young finale in Seoul from May 9th to 11th and also from May 16th to 18th at K-Sports in Seoul.
That dome is going to be very busy with all of these concerts. So I think Day6 songs always lift me up. That's also why your little verse was very energetic. Yes. But we're also going to talk about a next boy group, and they also lift their fans up, especially with their name being Rise.
Right.
So there's a chance for K-pop fans in the States to meet them?
That is correct. Rise will become the first K-pop act to perform at the Austin City Limits Music Festival in the United States. This festival will be held over 6 days from October 3rd to October 5th and also from 10th to 12th at Zilker Park in Austin, Texas. And Rise will perform during the first weekend. The ACL Music Festival began in 2002 and attracts up to 450,000 attendees every year. Along with Rise, this year's lineup includes singer Sabrina Carpenter, rapper Doja Cat, and also rock band The Strokes. It's actually not the first time that Rise are dominating this global stage. Last year, they were actually the first K-pop artist to perform at Tecate Emblema, which is Mexico's biggest pop festival. Meanwhile, Rise are currently gearing up for their first full-length album, Odyssey, which is set to be released on May 19th.
Excited to see them shine on the global stage once more. Thank you very much, Bella, for those updates.
Yes, I'll stick around.
And now it's time for our AI anchor Ari to shine as she provides us with the latest culture-related news. Ari?
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. Nearly 50 billion won, or roughly $36 million, will be required to restore national heritage sites damaged by a massive wildfire that swept through Korea's Gyeongsang provinces in March. According to the National Heritage Service, a total of 36 heritage sites were affected, including state-designated treasures, scenic spots, and natural monuments. Among the most significant losses were Yeonsujeon Hall and Gyeongnu Pavilion at the 1,000-year-old Gounsa Temple, which were reduced to ashes. The agency plans to begin by addressing urgent tasks such as debris removal and emergency preservation within this year, before proceeding with full-scale restoration. To commemorate the 80th anniversary of Korea's liberation from Japan's colonial rule, the National Museum of Korean Contemporary History is presenting a special exhibition titled Memory of You. It traces Korea's history through archival materials spanning from the Paleolithic era to the Goryeo and Joseon dynasties, and into the modern period. Over 100 artifacts are on display, including 6 items officially registered as National Cultural Heritage. Highlights include the first piece of Korea's official gazette published in 1948, which includes the preamble to Korea's constitution. It also features rare records that offer a window into everyday life during the Japanese colonial period and the Korean War. The exhibition runs until July 6th. This Sunday, the 17th Seoul Bike Fest will bring together 7,000 citizens for a non-competitive cycling event across the capital. Starting at 8 a.m. from Gwanghwamun Square, the 21-kilometer route will take bicycle riders through the north end of Hangang River Bridge, Gangbyeon-bukno, and conclude at World Cup Park in Mapogu District. To ensure the event runs smoothly and safely, the city will implement phased traffic restrictions along the route, with over 600 personnel dispatched to the site. Launched in 2009, the Seoul Bike Parade has grown into Korea's largest cycling festival, promoting bicycles as an eco-friendly and healthy form of transport. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
On the first Sunday of every May, an ancient ritual takes place at the Jongmyo Shrine here in Seoul in memory of the deceased monarchs of the Joseon dynasty. Our Ian Hee was there this past weekend.
The king, carried in a royal palanquin, travels from the palace to Jongmyo Shrine. He's escorted by rows of officials and royal guards. When they reach the shrine, this impressive scene marks the beginning of a special reenactment, the Jongmyo Daeje, a grand royal ancestral ritual from the Joseon dynasty.
So the Jongmyo Daeje, it's a ceremony that honors the kings and queens of the Joseon dynasty, and it's an ordinary event. Recognized by UNESCO, it's a rare chance to see centuries-old royal traditions come to life.
The ceremony begins with placing the ancestral tablets, or shinju, of past kings and queens on the altar, followed by rites to greet and honor the spirits. With offerings of liquor, deep bows, and traditional music and dance, the ritual unfolds in solemn and precise tradition. This intangible cultural heritage was the Joseon dynasty's grandest and most significant state ritual conducted by the king. It was first revived in 1969 and is still held on the first Sunday of May and again in November. Originally built in the late 14th century, Jongmyo Shrine is recognized by UNESCO as the oldest and most well-preserved Confucian royal ancestral shrine. This year, for the first time in 6 years, the ritual at the main hall, Jeongjeon, was open to the public following 5 years of restoration work. In April, a Hwananje ceremony was held to mark the return of the ancestral tablets of the Joseon kings and queens to their original place in the main hall.
Since Jongmyo Daeje is a meaningful event held at a cultural heritage site, I wanted to wear a hanbok and chose a traditional one.
I left at 4 a.m. to attend this event today. I was happy to hear all the traditional music I was hoping for. It was a really special experience.
This was my first time seeing the Jongmyo Daeje, and even though I didn't know much about it, it made me want to learn more about traditional culture.
We took the chance and came to this palace to see what was going on and what it looks like, and it's very interesting, I have to say.
The timeless rituals of the 2-hour ceremony not only honor Korea's royal heritage, but also preserve a profound cultural legacy that still captivates and inspires today. 이은희, Arirang News.
K-skincare, K-cosmetics, K-makeup. Korean beauty products have been gaining popularity around the world in recent years, and one of the biggest consumers is the U.S. For today's K-Correspondent, we connect to Eric Del Portillo, founder of Calabasas Cosmetics, to talk more about the K-beauty trends in the U.S. Hello, Eric.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us on the program. So, Eric, could you please introduce yourself briefly to our viewers and also tell us what is your relation to Korean beauty products?
Sure. So once again, my name is Eric Del Portillo. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, and that's where I'm coming from today. Essentially, what my company does is we import Korean skincare and curate it. We sell it wholesale and recently launched direct-to-consumer. And we plan to sell other Korean beauty products as well down the line.
Wow, so you connect K-beauty and the U.S., very important role. We did hear that K-beauty is receiving a lot of attention in the U.S. market. In what way do you feel this happening around you and also in connection with your business as well?
I think the U.S. consumer is making new changes and kind of valuing health and wellness way more than in previous years. They really care about what's going into their body and what they're putting on their body. And as you can tell, Korean skincare and Korean beauty is top tier. It's the gold standard, really. And so, users are really doing the research and finding out that Korean skincare or other Korean beauty products is, an ideal choice for them.
And then generally, how big is the interest in the beauty products in the U.S.? And if you can you compare the interest to the interest in Korea? And also, where do Americans usually buy their cosmetics?
Yeah, so, the Korean skincare or the K-beauty market really is worth about $26 to $27 billion as of today. However, by 2030, it's projected to be worth about $48 billion. Mind you, health and wellness in general today is worth about $480 billion. So there's a lot of room for growth in terms of market share for K-beauty products. And in terms of where U.S. consumers are purchasing Korean beauty products, it's definitely mostly online currently today. It was only very recently you can go to a store like Ulta or Sephora and purchase Korean skincare or Korean beauty. And even then, it's a very condensed line, and it's basically deals with manufacturers that are kind of in a testing mode. They're no longer, a year long. They're kind of just testing out the market to see how it's going.
Interesting. Now, Eric, among all the K-beauty products then, which ones are especially popular among U.S. consumers? I mean, I heard that recently American consumers are even hoarding for Korean sunscreen. So what is behind all this craze?
To answer your question, yeah, there's definitely a craze for Korean sunscreen, but we're also seeing an increase in sales for toners and moisturizers. I think those two come down to the radical weather changes coming up in the United States. Here today it was 24 degrees Celsius, and in 2 days it's going to be 33. But with Korean sunscreen, it's much more complicated, honestly. Part of it is, yes, consumers are worried about the tariffs and the prices going up. But the FDA treats Korean sunscreen and sunscreen in general as an over-the-counter product and therefore a pharmaceutical drug. So the regulations are much more stringent, and the FDA has decided to kind of implement those rules. In my former job at British American Tobacco, we worked directly with the FDA, and unfortunately, the process to get a new patent or new product into the U.S. takes 5 to 6 years. So it's a very big project for manufacturers to take on. So you're seeing a lot of Korean manufacturers redevelop their formula to U.S. standards and reintroduce them. But to really answer your question, they want the Korean sunscreen because it prevents or fights against UVB rays, which is just not common in the United States for U.S. sunscreen.
Oh, that's interesting. And other than sunscreen, what other products are also very popular? Much of it is related to skincare, right?
Yes, we're seeing a very big boom for Korean skincare in general, just because of TikTok, honestly, their social media platforms. A very big boom right now in toners and moisturizers. I think part of that is, like I said, the weather. It's going to be summer out here, and at least here in California, it gets pretty hot. So people are moving towards a lighter-based moisturizer or more soothing toner.
Wow. So sunscreen and moisturizer.
Yes, the skincare products. Definitely the quality is there, the big hit on K-beauty. But other than the qualities, what do you think there's other reasons for K-beauty or K-cosmetic receiving so much love in the U.S.?
Well, it goes without saying the packaging is stunning. And to a U.S. consumer, packaging and really marketing plays a key role into purchasing habits. And I think on top of that, luxurious products are kind of notorious with imported products. So between those and really social media as well, which we'll kind of dive deeper into in a second, those are the three main components driving, a K-beauty craze, shall we say.
Definitely, the packaging is a key factor when I choose my cosmetics as well.
Really?
The visuals, right? It's very important, eye-catching.
I actually haven't thought about this point. I thought it's really just about the product itself. But now, come to think of it, the packagings in Korean cosmetics are really very beautiful.
Yes.
And I like the simple ones, especially the simple ones seem like they're, like the product itself is more healthy and really has the gist in it.
Exactly. So packaging and marketing, definitely. But also the biggest Hollywood stars are definitely there showing their love for K-beauty, K-cosmetics as well. There's Cardi B's favorite mud mask and Sydney Sweeney's K-moisture packs and also Hailey Bieber's Korean beauty device. So these stars, how do they have, effect or influence on this K-beauty spreading in the U.S.?
I would say overall in Western culture, social media influencers are playing a key role for really any company to make sales. It's really playing a pivotal role between the manufacturer and their consumers. And I think it really comes down to, it doesn't come off as salesy, it comes off as like a recommendation and something, much more genuine than a brand can kind of manufacture. And it's really resonating with younger consumers. And I think, on top of that, you see all these, stunning women and stunning people wearing these products, a lot of people want to have the same type of skin or glass skin as them. So they're kind of looking up to them and trying to, mimic whatever products they're using, really.
So I guess TikTok and all the online social media platforms do play a big role in this. And I have to say, even myself, when I was watching one of those videos by Cardi B, for instance, that was the moment when I was aware of that product, that Korean product.
Even if you're
even in Korea, even
definitely.
Korean people get to know of a product through these viral, globally going viral SNS videos. So that's very interesting. Now, I want to now ask you, Eric, about the U.S. market in general, how K-beauty products will be doing in the future. So the U.S. is diverse in terms of ethnicity and skin type. So do you think cosmetic brands, Korean cosmetic brands, could do anything better to better cater to the consumers in the U.S. in the future?
Well, I'll start off with saying I think they're doing a really good job as is. But what I'm hearing from some consumers, the overall feedback is, especially with like lotions, moisturizers, or even, makeup, is especially for people with darker skin, it leaves like a white cast, or it just doesn't blend in well. And I think part of that comes down to culture. I think Koreans are much more aware of the damages of UV rays, and for that reason they stay out of the sun. Versus in the United States, a tan look is, what's something everyone aspires to. And for that reason, it's just a cultural difference. So if they just, take that into account and maybe, try some new formulas, I feel like they're really close to, really achieving something great.
Now, this is an impromptu personal question to you, Erica. Now, these days we see also many male consumers grabbing to Korean cosmetics. Do you use makeup as well, or Korean brands or Korean products?
So I do not use Korean makeup, but I am all in on Korean skincare. And I can tell you, people my age at my local gym at Equinox, I see people my age starting to use products, which is part of the reason why I started importing, these products. Is there's a demand, especially people my age. I'm 26, and it's not being fulfilled. And so, I want to help, other male people get into having a simple Korean skincare routine. It's really simple, and it makes the world of a difference on my own skin. So I think it'll make a world of a difference on other people's skin as well.
Well, that's great to hear. And quickly, Bella, what do you think is the most important when it comes to skincare?
Oh, skincare. We wear makeup every day for our work, right? So I think it's very important to also put on the makeup, but more important is, removing the makeup. So I specifically, take care when I remove makeup, go through my removing, cleansing.
That is very important.
Yes.
And also for me, I think the basics are really important, more than the colors that we put on our face every day. Really the basics, the skin, the toner, the essence, and the moisturizers. Well, thank you very much, Erica, for connecting with us today. It was very interesting to hear about how K-Cosmetics are doing in the US, and keep in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me, and I look forward to seeing you guys maybe at the Korean Beauty Expo in September.
Oh, that would be great. Thank you.
I'll be there. Take care.
And thank you, beautiful Bella, as always. We're going to see you back here tomorrow.
Yes, I'll see you back tomorrow.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave for your daily dose of K-culture issues. And please join us again tomorrow, Friday, 2 p.m. Korea time.
Celebrates the 80th anniversary of liberation. A place filled with culture, history, and diverse experiences. This is the Independence Hall of Korea. upholding the values of the independence movement. And together with the whole nation, we will make Korea great. The Independence Hall of Korea.